Lamont Datway Jones, raw and uncut.
Yo, what up? What it do, my people? It's your boy, Lamont Datway Jones, coming back at you guys with another, what I call a flashback. And the reason I call this a flashback is because of the footage that I'm about to show you guys. And it also means that this same video that I'm about to reveal to you guys, I've actually already made a video letting people know about this same topic that I knew some new information would eventually come out on about this topic. You dig what I'm saying? And what I mean by that, my good people, this flashback video here is, if you're familiar with my channel and my videos, you would know that you would remember when I did the video on the University of Pitt researcher. He happened to be a Chinese man. The Chinese guy, he happened to have been a researcher for U.P.M.C, the University of Pittsburgh Medical Center. Okay. But anyway, it was a research facility. A research facility / University / medical center, okay? And he happened to have been one of the researchers that worked there, okay? Now, to make a long story short, I did a blog about this same guy who happened to have been found dead in his own home, you know, about 4 months ago. I did a story on this guy about 4 months ago. Anyway, you know, he was about to. I found it highly strange that he wound up dead. You know, right before it was known that he was about to reveal new studies that he had found when it came to eliminating COVID-19 without having to use or without having to get vaccinated, if you will, okay? In other words, this guy found another way around eliminating this virus without a damn vaccine or having to get vaccinated, if you will, okay? And the reason I found it highly strange that he would wound up dead right after revealing that he was about to reveal these new studies is because I feel like there were certain people who had already invested in the vaccination field, if you will, the vaccination market. I know this for a fact, and everybody knows that Bill Gates was one of the main investors and one of the main, you know, people who happen to back vaccines more than anybody else that I've seen since, you know, this pandemic, as I would call it, hit, okay? And I found it highly strange that this guy would wind up dead, you know what I'm saying? I mean, right after he revealed that he was about to reveal these studies. And before I show you guys this footage that I know for a fact has everything to do with this guy, because see, this is the guy that really was the first. This was the first guy that really found these studies to be true when it comes to this footage that I'm about to show you guys. You dig what I'm saying? With that being said, this is one of the main reasons why I believe that this researcher wound up dead, because somebody did not want him to reveal this, even though they fixed it up to seem like, you know, he got caught up in some type of love triangle, and the other guy, you know, the other guy that happened to kill him happened to have been having an affair with his wife. And, you know, all you guys got to do is go back and watch the video I did on him if you want to find out the details, even though I'm going to reveal some of that in this blog. Anyway, my good people, with that being said, welcome to the Lamont Datway Jones Show. Baby.
The most cost-effective public health measure is a vaccine. There's no doubt about that. But a vaccine may or not become available in the near future. Antibodies can protect individuals who are susceptible. We've discovered potent human monoclonal antibodies that block the SARS-CoV-2 virus that causes COVID-19. This was discovered in the laboratory of Mitko Dimitrov, and what he does is he displays the antibodies on a different type of virus called a bacteriophage. And he has libraries, many gigantic libraries. These are 100 billion antibodies in a library. And what he does is he takes a protein like that S protein, and he pans as if he's panning for gold. He's using the S protein as a bait, and he pulls out the bacteriophage that binds with high affinity to that protein. And he does several rounds of that until he gets the tightest binding protein antibody on the surface of bacteriophage. And then within that bacteriophage, they have the genetic sequence that makes that antibody. And so they can take that sequence, put it into cells, human cells, and produce antibody. We envision two major uses. One is for treatment of people who already have COVID-19. And the idea is that the antibody will block the spread of the virus throughout the body. The other major use is to prevent infection. And some very susceptible populations include the elderly, healthcare workers, individuals who don't have normal immunity, and the idea would be to give a dose of antibody that lasts from weeks to months and protects them from infection. And those who are at risk of acquiring SARS-CoV-2 or COVID-19 could get those antibodies, which would help restore the workforce and get us back on the track to economic recovery.
A researcher involved in a COVID-19 project in Pittsburgh was found shot to death. Police found the body of 37-year-old Bing Liu in his home with several gunshot wounds. They also found the body of another man in a nearby car, dead from an apparent self-inflicted wound. It appears to be a case of murder-suicide. Police say the two knew each other, but had no motive. Liu was an assistant professor at the Pittsburgh School of Medicine and studying how cells react when infected with COVID.
Once again, my people, topic of discussion is when it comes to this Chinese researcher. He was a medical researcher at the, I think it's the University of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Correct me if I'm wrong. But anyway, he was on the verge of, pretty much, figuring out in other words, he pretty much had broken down how this virus actually works. And in other words, anytime a person breaks down something like that, you know, all the way down to the core, that pretty much means that he's also found with that being said, with him having that type of knowledge also means that he, you know, wouldn't or shouldn't have a problem with actually knowing how to pretty much stop this virus in its tracks. You dig what I'm saying? I mean, think about what I'm saying, my people. You know, for him to actually, you know, gain enough knowledge to actually know what this disease actually consists of, and some of it, the certain components that it exist in this virus. I mean, it takes a highly intelligent person to actually be able to figure out, you know, something like that, especially when it comes to any type of virus. Even though you got all these other different theories and opinions about this topic, which is when it comes to a Chinese researcher. Now, it was known that this Chinese researcher, he was a Chinese medical researcher, okay? And he was on the verge of making a very significant, or should I say very significant, coronavirus findings. He was actually found shot dead in the U.S. state of Pennsylvania. You know, media reports said, excuse me. Okay? Now, with that, don't forget what the topic of the story is. And that is Chinese researcher on verge of making significant COVID-19 drug shot dead in the comfort of his own home. The guy was on the verge of discovering an alternative cure besides, you know, a damn vaccine when it came to COVID-19. And that's one of the main reasons why I know he's dead. You know why? That lets me know. Now, this is just my opinion. Okay? Like I said, people always say, whenever I tell my people something, what I always say, hey, you ain't got to take my word for it. You dig what I'm saying? And also, with that being said, we're going to say allegedly, okay? Now, think about what I was just saying, my people. Back to the part when I was saying or telling you guys or explaining about the vaccine aspect, which is one of the reasons why I believe the guy is dead. You know why? Like I said, I already didn't clear it up. You can believe what you want. These are just my honest opinions and theories from the research, like I said, that I have done on this story. You ask me, that guy is dead because they do not want anybody. Let's just go to show you. Now, I've heard of other doctors, that actually was on the verge of finding all types of good, cures that the people needed, especially when it came to like cures for cancer. I know a lot about a lot of doctors that wound up dead. But, when it came to that, that's
AstraZeneca's COVID-19 vaccine is put on hold. A new study at VCU is ramping up. Researchers there are developing a treatment specifically designed to protect the immediate family members of COVID-19 patients. And as AJ Nwoko tells us, the key may lie in antibodies, and it wouldn't require a vaccine.
Researchers say household contacts have a 10 to 15% greater chance of contracting COVID-19. And if you fall into that category, then this new study by VCU, which is accepting participants now, may be for you.
It could have been my whole family. You don't know.
Navy veteran Sherrod Wilkerson says the only thing scarier than his near-death experience with COVID-19 was infecting his family with the disease.
My wife mentioned that she lost her taste, but it wasn't until I spoke to my doctor who said she never got tested, but she had it.
While the rest of the country waits for a viable vaccine to be made that can keep people from getting COVID-19, researchers at VCU Medical Center are studying how to keep people who had it like Wilkerson did from spreading it to those they can't isolate from.
So this study is designed to determine whether giving people antibodies that in the lab can block the virus from infecting cells will prevent them from getting the infection.
Unlike vaccines, which require your body to produce antibodies to fight off the illness, VCU medical doctor Michael Donnenberg says this method is a passive immunization, meaning lab-produced antibodies are injected into a person directly to keep the virus from spreading.
You have to be a household contact that's living in the same home with somebody who is newly diagnosed with an infection with the virus that causes COVID-19.
Doctors are studying to see if the antibodies can prevent the infection, and if so, how long those antibodies would last.
I think people in these situations should take precautions if it works.
Though Wilkerson and his wife are fine now, this study is an opportunity he wishes his family had, and one he says others should take advantage of.
But could potentially protect your family and loved ones.
On your side, AJ Nwoko, NBC 12 News.
Yo, what up? I'm back, my people. Now, before I decide to give you guys my ending commentary on what I think about this whole, you know what I'm saying, shindig, whatever you want to call it, I'm just going to give you guys a quick story at a glance, if you will, before I give you guys my ending commentary on this topic, okay? Now, scientists said they have isolated the smallest biological molecule that completely and specifically neutralizes the coronavirus. Now, the component has been used to create the drug AB8. AB8 not only has potential as therapy for COVID-19, but it also could be used to keep people from getting SARS, CoV-2 infections, as you know, Dr. John Mellors, co-author of the study and the chief of the Division of Infectious Diseases at the University of Pittsburgh Medical Center, said or stated, okay? Now, with that being said, my good people, before I give you guys the full details on this topic, I'm just gonna say this, okay? With that being said, with the information that I just stated or gave, okay, look, check this out. I'm gonna give you guys my inner thoughts, and I'm about to give you guys my perspective on back to what I think the reason why. Because now, reason I'm kind of like going back and forth here right now is because I'm starting to have second thoughts on why the Chinese researcher, who I know for a fact was about to reveal this information, starting to have second thoughts on his murder, because now I'm starting to think, did they want him, or did they have something against him by him being of Chinese ethnicity? Think about what I'm saying, because I can guarantee you this is some of the same information that this same guy that I just let you guys see on the flashback video that I showed at the beginning of this video. This is one of the main reasons why I have this theory now. Because see, at first I was thinking that he was murdered because he was about to reveal the secrets. Because think about it. I mean, he didn't get murdered till after like, it wasn't long after. He didn't get murdered until after he revealed that he was about to reveal, you know, these new studies that he had found out about the coronavirus. And I can guarantee you this is one of them. Think about it. These same people that's giving out this new information on these antibodies or whatever, don't forget these same doctors were students, or should I say researchers, at the same university. Now tell me if that isn't a coincidence. I mean, come on, think about what I'm saying, my good people. This same Chinese man that was killed, even though they want to try to put a twist on it and say, like I already stated this, I'm not going to repeat it, but you guys already know. Okay, now I'm starting to believe that that story was really a bunch of baloney, if you will. And you can say what you want. I'm just giving you guys my perspective and my opinion on this topic because, I mean, I just don't buy it, okay? So now I'm starting to think, damn, did they did not want him to reveal this information because he was Chinese? Or what? Because like I said, these same doctors who were researchers at the same exact university that this Chinese guy was about to reveal, because this is what I definitely believe that he was about to reveal, okay? I don't give a damn what nobody say how you put it, okay? Think about that for a second, my good people. Now, with that being said, my good people, now, when it comes to these tests for antibodies, okay, such tests could help determine who was immune to the, coronavirus. You see what I'm saying? In other words, think about this, what I'm about to say. In other words, my good people, they are now finding out that a lot of people are immune to coronavirus. Because if they wasn't, they would not be doing these tests for with their antibodies. Think about what I'm saying. Yeah, see? And I already kind of figured that. That's why I noticed that it had got to the point to where they had started saying that the only people that's more than likely to get it are the people with existing health conditions. In other words, what they were really trying to say behind this lets me know is what they really was trying to say was only people with weak immune systems, okay? They're really the main ones that are at high risk for catching this disease or virus or whatever you want to call it. That's what they really were trying to say. See, believe me, and scientists, they've been known this, I can guarantee it, okay? But it finally got out. See what I'm saying? And I guarantee you, like I said, I'm gonna say it once again, I can guarantee you this is one of the things that this Chinese researcher, who was a researcher for this same university, was about to reveal. I can guarantee it. So I guess they figure, hey, we might as well go ahead and reveal it, even though it's definitely going to hurt these people who has invested all of this, money into these vaccines. And everybody know one of the main, people who invested more than anyone else on this vaccine goes by the name of Bill Gates. I can guarantee you, when it comes to organizations like the Rockefeller Foundation, the Bill Gates Foundation, I can guarantee you this is some of the information that these type of people did not want to get out. Think about this, because the reason I say this is this. Think about this, my people. I know there was certain people that didn't want this information to get out, because notice that they're also saying that by them revealing, scientists discovering this type of breakthrough, they're also saying, hey, might not even be any need for vaccinations now. I mean, even though I know that they're still going to try to push these vaccinations whenever they do decide to break them out, but I can also guarantee you that this is definitely will be the route that anti-vaxxers will most definitely take before they decide to take a damn vaccine. You can best believe that. You can bet your bottom dollar on that. I'm telling you. Okay? Now, when it comes to real facts, when it comes to the real facts of this topic, I'm gonna give you guys a quick briefing on this article from Scientific American, which clearly states it is less clear what those antibody tests mean for real life. However, because immunity functions on a continuum with some pathogens, such as the varicella zoster virus, which causes chickenpox, infections confers near universal long-lasting resistance. Natural infection with Clostridium tetani, the bacterium that causes tetanus, on the other hand, offers no protection, and even people getting vaccinated for it require regular booster shots. On the extreme end of this spectrum, individuals infected with HIV often have large amounts of antibodies that do nothing to prevent or clear the disease. Now, excuse me, my good people, if I'm not pronouncing some of these words right, but 9 times out of 10, I am a very great reader, okay? But anyway, with that being said, they also went on to say, the report found the drug has been highly effective in preventing and treating SARS-CoV-2 infections in mice and hamsters. AB8 not only has potential as therapy for COVID-19, but it also could be used to keep people from getting SARS-CoV-2 infections, said co-author John Mellors, chief of the Division of Infectious Diseases at Pitt and U.P.M.C. Antibodies of larger size have worked against other infectious diseases and have been well tolerated, giving us hope that it could be an effective treatment for patients with COVID-19 and for protection of those who have never had the infection and are not immune. With that being said, researchers at the University of Pittsburgh School of Medicine say they have isolated a tiny molecule that completely and specifically neutralizes the virus that causes COVID-19, according to the University of Pittsburgh. The antibody component, which is 10 times smaller than a full-sized antibody, has been used to make the drug AB8. Its small size also makes it easy to administer through inhalation, and since it does not bind to human cells, it is unlikely to produce side effects. The findings were published in the journal Cell. Okay, now think about that, my good people. What I just pretty much read to you guys. Okay, remember, I just stated, and the article also stated, and since it does not bind to human cells, it is unlikely to produce side effects like these vaccines will, that they're continuing to pretty much test on animals and human beings as well. And it seems like to me that, this method of fighting this virus was more effective on animals than vaccines were. Think about what I'm saying, my good people, which is how I know that the majority of the people that are against vaccines, I can guarantee you, if they give them if they give these type of people a choice, you can you can best believe that this is the method that they will definitely take. You can best believe that, okay? And note, the doctor also said that even though a vaccine would be more cost effective, but also note, but with that being said, he also said, but it's no guarantee that a vaccine will ever be developed that will fully work on human beings without any possible side effects as well. And I can guarantee you that's another reason why, remember the articles I did, videos I did on when they were actually paying people to be guinea pigs just so they could test these vaccines on people, not even knowing what type of damn side effects these vaccines would have. That's the reason why they were offering people money, because they did not know what type of side effects to expect until they tested it. It's okay, why can't you find that out through animals? They did the same thing with this new AB8 drug and said it was successful on animals when it came to mice and hamsters, which is another reason why I know the majority of the people will or would take the drug AB8 over a vaccine any day, knowing that it is unlikely to produce side effects. You can best believe that. You dig what I'm saying, my good people? Now, with that being said, my good people, after this segment, I'm going to let you guys, I'm gonna post the full video on, if you really want to know all of the details on this new drug AB8 and how it, also will work on people, not only the people that are infected with COVID, but the people who's not infected with COVID would also benefit from this new drug that the researchers at the University of Pitt has discovered called AB8. And I'm going to post this video right after this video here. And note, you guys, now this video was like about 45 minutes long. I'm just letting you guys know, but trust me, if you really want to know the benefits of this new drug that it has over these vaccines, you really might want to check this video out, because believe me, these doctors are revealing some very valuable information when it comes to an alternative to vaccines or vaccinations. You dig what I'm saying? Anyway, my good people, make sure you guys stay tuned for that, because like I said, I'm going to post it right after, I post this vid right here, which is part 1 of this segment. And the full video, when it comes to these, researchers at the University of Pitt, discovering the new drug called AB8, and how it actually works. Because when it comes to this new drug these researchers have discovered called AB8, I can guarantee you that this one of the coronavirus secrets that the Chinese researcher, who also was a researcher at the same university, was about to reveal 4 months ago. Anyway, my good people, with that being said, if you felt like you happen to have gained any type of extra knowledge or enlightenment, or happen to like any of my commentary that I do, including this video as well, make sure you guys hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. And also, my good people, if you happen to, have any type of story or any type of topic that you guys would like me to do a video on, just let me know. You guys can hit me up at the email description at the bottom of the screen. Anyway, my good people, with that being said, I just wanted to thank everybody who decided to stop and rock with that boy they call Lamont. Datway, Jones, this way. You dig? Till next time, my good people, stay tuned. Till next time, my good people, peace. Peace out.